To the late Geoffrey Inglefield, insurance meant infinitely more than a career and a business. It was the arena in which he demonstrated his values of love and family, hard work, discipline, honesty, fairness, and above all, trust, a quality not easily won in the insurance industry. In all aspects of his life, dictum meum pactum, my word is my bond, defined the principle of his business dealings and his reputation, and set the standard of integrity for the industry. The business of insurance, he believed, was to be taken as seriously as the issues of life and death that it was designed to cushion and protect. Born in Trinidad on June 19, 1924, it is no doubt that his qualities were nurtured from an early age by his father, Harry Roberts Inglefield, a chartered accountant who had left the United Kingdom in the 1920s to work in Venezuela and eventually settled in Trinidad with his wife, Ruth Elsie Knock. Geoffrey Inglefield was a graduate of Queen's Royal College with an outstanding record in both academics and sport. He held the 100-meter and 200-meter school records until they were broken many years later by Wendell Motley. He represented his country in tennis in 1950 and in 1955 and captained the Brandon Trophy team before going on to represent the West Indies in the Davis Cup in 1954 and captaining the West Indies Davis Cup team in 1969. Geoff started his working life at Pan American Airways Flying Boat Terminal in Cocorite and later at Piarco Airport as a flight dispatcher, where he also qualified as a meteorologist and secured his flying license. Another passion he would often animatedly talk about, as he would about his stint as an Army Reserve during the Second World War. He began his insurance career on May 1, 1948, with Hunter, Smith & Earl, the local agents of National Employers Mutual General Insurance Association. He spent 2 years working and training in their UK office from 1951. On January 1, 1960, Nemwell was launched with Geoffrey Inglefield as Director and General Manager. 3 years later, he was appointed Managing Director. Under his leadership, Nemwell would become the industry leader in service and innovation, guided by the principle, my word is my bond. The ethos of trust, integrity, responsibility, and compassion were embedded in the culture of his organization and, by extension, the brand of his business. He loved people and took pleasure in being there for them in their moment of greatest need. Later, his children would remember seeing a newspaper clipping showing Daddy handing over a check to a family within a week of their home being destroyed by fire. Such rapid insurance response was unheard of then. Geoff's tenure as Managing Director was marked by several pioneering and innovative initiatives. His keen sense of the market also led him to develop reinsurance arrangements that built the underlying strength of one of the most reliable insurance companies in the region. His unshakable commitment to service and good faith created a bond of respect and trust between Nemwell and its customers that endured for generations. Geoffrey Inglefield was known and respected in the wider Caribbean for his leadership and business acumen in establishing and promoting NEM West Indies Insurance Limited. For decades, he promoted the general insurance practice as an exemplar in the field and was widely recognized as the best insurance practitioner in the West Indies. While many international companies were reducing their exposure to catastrophe risks in the Caribbean, Geoffrey Inglefield expanded. Nemwell was the first Trinidad and Tobago company to put down roots in Belize, the British Virgin Islands, and United States Virgin Islands, territories deemed too risky by others. By his retirement, Nemwell was a market leader with an enviable reputation as the first insurance company in Trinidad and Tobago to earn an international AM Best rating of A Excellent. In 1984, he was made chairman, a position he would occupy until December 31, 1994. Throughout his career, Geoffrey Inglefield willingly shouldered the responsibilities of industry leadership and public service, including Geoffrey Inglefield's towering contributions were recognized through several awards of distinction and honor by local and regional industry, the Rotary Club, and the Government of Trinidad and Tobago. Ultimately, however, Geoffrey Inglefield's massive contribution to business and society came from the fountain of love and happiness in his family life. His lifelong partner was his wife, Catherine Kitty Isabel Skinner, a socially conscious advertising executive who was born in St. Kitts. Together, they raised 9 children who gave them the joy of 24 grandchildren. Their love endured to August 6 last year, when in a space of 4 hours, they died peacefully in the embrace of their children and grandchildren and left this world together.
I met Geoffrey Inglefield shortly before the decade of the 60s, a period of great change in our country. There was political change as we moved into independence, societal change as we began the elusive journey to create one people, and economic change as a young body of business executives rose to the challenge posed by then Premier Eric Williams, who dismissed the senior businessmen of the day as a body of commission agents. Geoffrey Inglefield was one of that body of young men. They banded together to pioneer the junior chamber movement in the Caribbean, an organization which has left an indelible mark on a generation of young Caribbean business leaders, even as it paved the way for Caribbean trade. Geoffrey Inglefield was one of those rare individuals to have lived a life of major accomplishments in sport and business, speaking his mind freely when it was required to do so, without ever making enemies. I warmly congratulate the Inglefield family this evening and salute the Trinidad Chamber on its excellent choice in naming Jeff to the Chamber of Commerce Business Hall of Fame.
The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is indeed honored to induct Mr. Geoffrey Inglefield into the Business Hall of Fame.